What a beautiful day to be at Beacon. I hope that theater's not gonna jump scare me. She's not there? Oh, I think it's best that I should run.
A few moments later.
Ugh, that is not what I want in my next video. Maybe that's a good idea. Okay, Blake, it's time to do the video. Wait, where did she go? Did she just run away? I can't believe I have to do this. Blake, just because I'm not in the picture doesn't mean you can just run away from me. Because I'll just pop you back right in. Oh, who put stuff over there? Okay then ask me this. Are you a god? What? No! Just do the video. Okay, fine. Okay, so where did I left off? Oh yes. So this takes place after the battle with Torchwick. It was just a normal day at Beacon, just having a normal lunch until a food fight came out, because why not? And I do got to admit, despite that how violent it got, we were all having fun. And I do want to tell you something, is that over time, I was starting to get more distant with the others after the fall with Torchwick, because I just felt like we weren't actually doing anything to stop him. And also, I was getting kind of a little bit, let's just say that there was a talk with Ozpin that I had, and he was asking me are you still part of the White Fang, or how did you know that the White Fang will be there despite that I never worked at it? And he did tell me one thing.
If you ever need to talk to me, please don't hesitate to ask.
So after I was gaining those memories, my team was coming back from the library because we were playing a game. Because even though that I was involved before, I was having the flashbacks, but let's just say I was in the zone. Yeah, so it really took them just a few seconds to realize that I became more distant of them, and they asked me,
"So, Blake Belladonna, what is wrong?"
And I finally got the opportunity to tell them my big ordeal, is that I'm still having my mind over Torchwick, and I really told them that...
And we may never be ready. Our enemies aren't just gonna sit around and wait for graduation day. They're out there somewhere planning their next move, and none of us know what it is, but it's coming, whether we're ready or not.
And that wasn't much to convince my friends. And with some nice responses, we came up with a plan that Weiss and RWBY will go to the Beacon Tower to get some data from Weiss's father. I would go to a little meeting about new recruits going to be part of the White Fang, and Yang is going to go to one of the places that she knows a person that knows everything. But then Sun and Neptune just appeared out of the window. That was kind of convenient, but whatever. So they just decided to tag it along, and Neptune went with Yang, I went with Sun. So for what I was able to gather from my friends, that Weiss and RWBY were going to the Beacon Tower until they stumbled across Penny, because RWBY was keep asking about why did she left us? And she, of course, refused to tell, or was told not to speak to any of us. So even though that was privately with Ruby, but for Weiss, she went to the beacon tower and managed to get the data that we needed, despite not really wanting to do this in the first place, because the person was asking her if she wants to see her father. And we'll get to their relationship eventually. And for Ruby, she was talking to Penny and explained everything I just told you. And we were able to see new suits that they were repairing just to make sure they're safe. And also we got news of the new giant mecha, the new improved one. We'll get to that part later. And a few of the cops were able to see Penny and Ruby, and they destined to make a run through it until Ruby was laying unconscious on the road and almost got crushed by the car, until Penny saved her in a kind of destructive way. And it was revealed after that Penny's not actually a real girl. She's just a robot. And Penny told Ruby to promise her not to tell anyone else about that. And being Penny's true friend, she decided to keep it a secret from her. And since the cops were on the way, Penny put Ruby in a duster just to make sure that she doesn't get into trouble. So now that part is done, now let's go to Yang. So they made it to the bar in nice ways, and a lovely introduction, she said.
Guess who's back?
I guess it was. And even though that she tried everything that she could to get some info, all that she really got is that the Torchwick asked a few of his men, and they never came back. And that was it. Disappointed, they just left. And after that, here comes me. So we managed to find where the meeting is taking place, and Sun asked me about what the masks are, and I told them exactly what it was.
The masks are a symbol. Humanity wanted to make monsters out of us, so we chose to don the faces of monsters.
And after that explaining, we went into the meeting, where it was revealed that Ronan is actually a part of it and leading it. And also, remember that giant mech that I mentioned? Yep, apparently they stole it. And I was like confused, like, how did they manage to catch one? And then it started to get tense when the new recruits were moving forward, and Roman can definitely see us, and I was trying to make sure what to do until I realized
He can't see in the dark.
and managed to destroy the power source so they won't be able to see us. And we managed to escape by window and run fast as we could, because apparently he was fast enough to get inside the giant mech. And then a big fight came out after I told everyone exactly what was happening. And with power of teamwork, we managed to defeat the mecha, but not able to capture Ronan because he had another person involved that would later be Neapolitan. And Yang wanted to destroy her, but unfortunately they managed to escape. And Weiss makes a pun that,
I guess she really made our plans fall apart.
of course, it was not the right time. Okay, so after that, we were starting to have class as usual until I started to become more tired. Until Sun told me, or asked me, I should say, because let's just say I was not really in the right mood at the time, because he asked me to go on the dance, because there was a dance happening, and all I said was,
I don't have time for a stupid dance.
yeah, I know it was kind of harsh reaction, but I wasn't really in a nice spot at the time. And my friends were starting to notice and just told me, like back at the dorm, that they just want me to take it easy and just get some sleep, eat, and make sure that I'm healthy just for one day. So the rest of my team decided to set up the dance party because one of the other teams took longer than expected. Of course, I was like, excuse me? So yeah, I was not really happy about that. And they asked me that, will I be able to help and go to the dance? And of course, being the person that I rejected Sun for, I of course refused. And I just decided to go to the library just to do some research or something. So while my friends were setting up the dance, Ruby was getting kind of concerned that it won't be fun when I'm around. But of course said, oh, don't worry, she will. And do you want to guess how does she manage to get me to move out of the library? Yes, a laser pointer. Okay then, whatever. So I managed to follow the laser pointer. She found me and gave me this reaction.
Hello!
And told me.
We need to talk. Yeah!
And she took me to one of the rooms just to have a chat because she just wants to make sure that she understands what's going on. And through that, and actually convinced me to sit down and listen to what she had to say. And she told me the backstory of not just her, but also both Ruby and Yang's mother. Because see, as it turns out, Summer used to be a huntress, like baker of cookies and slayer of giant monsters. Until one day, she just left and never came back. And she was pronounced dead. And even though that Ruby could have been torn up, but she was kind of a little bit young to even realize that. And their father just shut down, because it took a while for Yang to realize why. But until Yang revealed to me that Summer wasn't the first loss that he lost, she was the second. And the first was her mom. But she didn't really said anything, but their father told her that she used to be on a team with Summer and their uncle. And of course she left soon after she was born. And of course I asked, why did she leave them? And then that was the question she always kept asking herself, why? And she told us that she asked and tried to find everything that knew about her until she found a photo that may lead to her mother. And she waited for her father to leave the house, grabbed Ruby, put her in the wheelbarrow, and just head off. Even though it was a treacherous journey, she had cuts and bruises, she was barely exhausted, but with determination, she managed to find the place that she was looking for. But then she saw 3 burning red eyes, which of course is grim. And she realized, yeah, I'm in danger, until their uncle showed up just in time. And she realized that her stubbornness almost got themselves killed that night. Though I understand what exactly was happening, but I told her this is different. And of course, I wasn't a child or anything. I was just trying to make sure there was answers I can find. But until Yang just told her, of course, that she's not asking her to stop. Even from that point, she wanted to find out why her mother left her. But she did tell me that she won't let that thought control her. And she did tell me that there were going to be answers that she's looking for, but if we destroy ourselves in the process, what good are we? And of course, acting defensive, I told her, you don't understand. I'm the only one who can do this. And of course, Yang really got upset because because I don't understand. And then after that, it ends with, of course, Yang hugging me, basically just telling me again, she's not asking me to stop, but just told me just get some rest, not just for me, but for the people I care about. And she asked me the question.
And if you feel like coming out tomorrow, I'll save you a dance.
So after that important message that Yang was trying to tell me, I eventually went to the dance. And even though that son asked me if, does this mean that we're going together? But I said,
Technically, though my first dance is spoken for.
and then we had all the dance, and of course, I danced with Yang, of course. So even though we didn't really do much of the dance, but there was one thing that was happening. That Ruby found someone sneaking around Beacon, and of course, being curious, she decided to investigate herself, which was revealed to be one of the villains. So even though that Ruby managed to find her, but she didn't catch her. So we didn't know exactly what was going on until like Ozpin asked her to come to his office later that day. And even though that she managed to tell her everything that had happened, they've slowly realized that maybe this was the same person that attacked both Glinda and Ruby on the very first night before going to Beacon. And after that, we asked,
What happened?
Well,
so Ozpin made an announcement for each team, I should say. Just basically just go out on a mission. That was our assignment. And then we decided, hey, let's go to the abandoned place to fight some Grimm. Of course, being first years, we refused. But Ozpin told us after it was revealed that Ruby told everything that happened. But he did see like how much we improved on our fighting skills and also what we learned. He decided to let us actually go to the abandoned place in that mission, not knowing who is going to be with us. And guess who that person was?
Why, hello, girls! Who's ready to fight for their lives?
Yeah, we were not really happy about that. But Team Juniper came up and told us what they're going to do and what we're going to do. And Sun and Neptune told us what they were doing. They were, of course, junior detectives. And then after that mishap, we finally got onto the ship and head to the valley. And while that was happening, we landed of course we landed, until Professor Oobleck realized Ruby brought her bag. And it was revealed she brought her dog. And of course, it sounded like Oobleck was going to get Ruby in trouble for that, but he decided not to. I mean, just look at Swipe. And then after that, we go on with the mission and stuff. But while we were fighting Grimm, Oobleck was asking Weiss, me, and Yang, why did you want to become huntresses? Of course we knew, but in reality, we didn't. And those thoughts were inside our minds. But the one thing we didn't realize, he didn't ask Ruby about that question. Of course, that was puzzling with us, but we had like a whole day ahead, so whatever. But during the night, we had a little talk about why that he asked us to be huntresses. Because, I mean, we did have a passion towards it. Well, our own passions. And each member, well, mainly Weiss, Yang, and me, were telling about what made us become huntresses in the first place, but made us kind of second thought that Weiss wanted to be a huntress, well, even though it's for the family name, because she wants to make it better, but she never really thought if that's what she really wanted to do. And for me, well, it was mainly because because I know that huntsmen are the most noble warriors in the world, but I never really thought past that. And also because of Adam, of course, because I don't really want to be a terrorist anymore. And I always had the thought that, how am I gonna experience all this world filled with hate? And then Yang was pointing out about like what she wanted to do. Well, because she wants to be a huntress, not just because she wants to be a hero, because she wanted the adventure. But she also revealed that for RWBY, she just wanted to be the heroes just like in the book she read, and especially what her mother read her. And she also wanted nothing in return. We all came with the realization, yeah, there might be more to this. And then, so after that chat, this is why I went outside to do what dogs do. And of course, RWBY followed him to see that there was the White Fang. And RWBY wanted to investigate about what are they doing there? Until the ground started to shake and she fell down the hole, and it was revealed that there was an underground city and RWBY got captured. And then after that, Yang realizes after taking a break from her lookout, they realized, yeah, RWBY's gone. And we decided to try to find her until we saw the hole. And we asked, what's going on? Until Ublik explained about the underground city. And we all went down there to try and rescue her. And for RWBY, she was kind of beaten up. So after we managed to find her, we decided to stop that train because they were bringing a train full of the mechs and the terrorists and everything that was happening. So we ran after it and managed to defeat Ronan, but there were bombs there that exploded for each cart and released all the Grimm until we realized there was a dead end. So Weiss managed to put ice all over us to protect ourselves, and then one big explosion, but we managed to be okay. Until all the Grimm were set loose and attacked Beacon. All the other teams and soldiers and military see all that, and then an epic fight commences. Then after that, we took Roman out of the streets and put him in the cell, and then we just spent the last days just relaxing and realizing that the Vital Festival is coming out pretty soon, and if we wanted to practice. But honestly, after all the things that we have done, we needed a break. And then after that, that was it. So what happens next?
Huh?
Are you okay? Huh? Oh, I think so.
Great! Now, please finish the video, because you and I are gonna have a talk about your running away from this project.
Okay, fine. But before I end this video, the next video I'm gonna make is gonna be really hard. But don't worry, I'll manage to tell you guys everything that happened. But this will be hard for me. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And now if you excuse me, I got a very long talk to the editor. So, bye.